Welcome to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Here's how to spend 1 week here with a focus on exploring the best of the city and its surroundings. But first, I have to show you where we're staying, which is the Pinnacle 179. It's an adults-only apartment-style hotel where each room is a one-bedroom suite. So as we walk in, we've got a nice big king bed, which you can also close off from the whole living space. Then we've got a nice seating area and a full kitchen setup with everything you need to make any type of meal, including a blender for those fruity liquid lunches. And the fridge has filtered water, which is so nice so that you don't have to go buy those big jugs of water. There's a good-sized balcony with ocean views and big comfy chairs. We basically sat here every morning draining a full pot of coffee. It was heavenly. Then back down the hallway, we have the nice big bathroom with a great shower, tons of water pressure, and hot water. All the suites even come with a full washer-dryer stack, so honestly, you could stay at this place for weeks on end. It even came with housekeeping every day if we wanted it, and turn-down service. There were even robes and slippers too.
Cool.
Welcome.
Gracias.
You got some towels. Those on the front is...
But enough about the room. One of the biggest reasons we booked this hotel is because of the rooftop pool. The pool is also heated, so if you're here in January or February when it's a little chillier, it's no problem at all. There's a good amount of sun loungers and seating all around the edge. The bar has great cocktails, and they'll even serve you in the pool. Plus, happy hour is on every day from 4 to 8, so you can get margaritas for 100 pesos or about $5. Needless to say, we were up here for sunset every single night. There was really no reason to go anywhere else with this view. It was absolutely mesmerizing each day. So if you're someone who usually does all-inclusive resorts but want to try staying somewhere in town, I think this is probably the perfect stepping stone property to do that. You can still enjoy great pool drinks and service, but then have the freedom to go out into the neighborhood for amazing food, which I'll get to in a minute. It's also a very safe area and pretty quiet. Upon check-in, we were greeted immediately by the bellman who helped us with our luggage. He helped us get checked in and then showed us to our room. And there's 24-hour security. There's also a small gym that's open 24/7. And in the sister building next door, there's a nice salon and spa, so I actually went and got myself a blowout. Oh, and don't worry about the stairs. There's a free funicular that runs every day, all day. I found this place on Plannin.com, who is the sponsor of today's video. Fun fact though, I actually booked this place on my own about 2.5 months ago before Plannin was the sponsor of this video. I use Plannin quite often and I get a lot of questions from you guys, and so I figured since I got such a great deal on this hotel, I reached out to Plannin and said, hey, let's partner on a video and show everyone how much money you guys can save. So as you can see here, I paid $21.59 Canadian or about $1,500 USD on Plannin. And for the exact same room on other websites, it's $305 more. So for about $217 US per night, this was an insane deal. Considering we had just come from Bucerías and paid more for our hotel without a rooftop pool or view of the ocean. To find great deals on hotels like this one or any other hotel you want, all you have to do is sign up for a free profile on Plannin.com, and then you have instant access to millions of hotels worldwide, most of which are up to 40% off. I'm also doing a $250 giveaway to use on Plannin.com. All you have to do is sign up through my link and create your profile, and you're entered to win. And if you've already signed up because I've talked about Plannin before, you're already entered to win, don't worry. So I have my personal profile on Plannin where I've listed out all my favorite hotels and experiences and also created some trip guides as well. So that the next time you're planning a trip to, say, Puerto Vallarta or Bucerías or Las Vegas, you can just go back to my profile and check all the hotels that I've stayed at to see if you want to visit any of those. And if you're a fellow travel creator, you can apply to put your recommendations on Plannin too. Now, the location of this hotel is the other great reason to book this spot. It's less than 2 blocks from the main beach, and within a 3-block radius, you have access to dozens upon dozens of restaurants, bars, cafes, and shops. And it's only about a 15-minute walk to the middle of the Malecon where the letters are. Alright, now that we're all checked in, it's time to explore paradise. Since day 1 is your arrival day, you might be a little tired from traveling. So I recommend some time by the pool or the beach for the rest of your day. For your first evening, I think a good introduction would be visiting Margarita Grill. I'll be honest, this place looks touristy as hell, but we always go at least twice on every visit, and it's honestly always a good time. Of course, you have to get a margarita. My favorites are the coconut and strawberry basil. But the food here is great too. You get tableside salsa, and we really love the molcajetes here. On your first full day, we'll explore the Zona Romantica neighborhood, which is lively, walkable, and filled with charm. It's not a very big area, and it's really easy to navigate. If it's your first time visiting, I strongly suggest a walking food tour on your first day. Whether it's during the day or at night, you can't go wrong. This is the best way to get acquainted with new foods and all the culture that surrounds it. Plus, you'll get a walking tour out of it and walk away with a great list of restaurants to try for the rest of your trip. I left a few recommendations in the description and in the comments. But if you want to do things on your own, for breakfast, try the Porch, which is perfectly named. It's tucked away on a quiet little street, open for breakfast, brunch, and lunch only, and they've got all the classics, everything is fresh, and the portions are huge. Just be aware it's cash only. And just up the stairs, we found a new cafe called The Hideout. It had just opened, so we didn't get a chance to enjoy a coffee, but I have a feeling it would be fantastic. After breakfast, you'll walk your way towards the Malecon, but stopping at Isla Kuale, a peaceful island with artisan markets, lush greenery, and riverside cafes. This is a natural island in the middle of the Kuale River, which divides the Zona Romantica from Centro. The market is full of all kinds of local items to shop for, and because of all the foliage and vegetation, it's always shaded and quiet, a nice place to visit on a hot day. One of my favorite buys here was my custom Ali Smalls sign. At this point, you may need a beverage, and if so, check out the Circle Bar. It's really fun, and they have probably the largest cocktail menu in all of PV. If you're someone who never knows what to order and you want something fun, they have everything listed on the wall. My favorite was the Café de Olla Carajillo.
Whoa. Gracias.
I wish you could smell this right now. Then make your way to the Malecon to stroll the boardwalk, check out the ocean views, the street performers and vendors, treats, more shops, and of course, take a photo at the letters. Be sure to walk into the neighborhood a little bit and visit the Guadalupe Cathedral, the iconic church with the crown-topped steeple. For dinner, if you want to stay in Old Town or Centro, I recommend Tacos Acapulco Vallarta. This is an authentic Mexican restaurant that both locals and visitors love. The menu is centered around tacos with specialty tacos, grilled veggie side dishes, and several kinds of queso fundido. They also serve one of the tastiest spicy green salsas. Definitely try the grilled cactus for a unique side dish to add to your tacos too. And prices are great. If you want to eat in the Zona Romantica though, try Jorge's Hideaway Shrimp Shack. What a hidden gem this is. It's a cute little place on a quiet, dead-end street run by the sweetest family. Jorge himself walked us through the big menu, and this is where I found Kahlua shrimp. They were huge shrimps stuffed with Gouda cheese, wrapped in bacon, and then topped with a Kahlua reduction. Chris went for the shrimp Diablo. Everything was fantastic. You'll probably want to explore more of the city from yesterday, So on your third day, I recommend hiking up to the Mirador de la Cruz viewpoint for a panoramic view of the entire bay. The hike up to the Mirador viewpoint is a must-do when you're here. So we are on Abasolo Street, and we're gonna get going, right?
No, we're cutting to B-roll from last time.
What do you mean? The climb is steep but worth it, although I might have to organize a meetup next time so I have some friends to do it with me. After the climb, you'll be ready to relax a bit, so it's time to hit the beach. Head to Playa Los Muertos, the most popular beach in Zona Romantica. Just enjoy an afternoon of swimming, relaxing, sipping on fresh drinks, enjoying the views. Since this beach is the most popular though, it does get quite busy and can feel a little crowded. When we travel to the area, we usually spend a few days in Bucerias, and that's when we enjoy our beach time. It's about 40 minutes north, so you can easily visit for a day or an extended afternoon, and we find the beach vibe is just much more chill and relaxing. The sand is nicer, and there's just as many great beach bars to choose from. For dinner, it's time for seafood, and for that, we've got Tuna Azul. It's a vibrant spot located on the second and third floors on a busy street corner on Olas Altas. The service here was excellent, and they helped us pick out several tuna dishes for us to try. Each was so fresh. But apparently the lobster here is fantastic, and the margaritas are fresh and strong. I had a jalapeno margarita, and it was awesome. After a few days exploring the city, it's time for a day trip, and one of my favorites is the coastal hike from Boca de Taumatlan to Las Animas. This is where you'll visit 6 beaches along the way. You'll start in Boca, which is a cute fishing village, and then hike about 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles, but with beautiful stops along the way to go swimming, snorkeling, or just stop and rest and enjoy the views, take some photos, have a cerveza or two. So all in all, it will take you about 4 hours. You'll end at Las Animas Beach, where there are lots of restaurants to choose from to have lunch. You can do this on your own, just catch a bus to Boca, which is about 35 minutes, then you'll start the hike, and then you can catch a water taxi back from Las Animas. But you can also take a guided tour, which is what we did, and I was able to easily book this right through Plannin when I booked my hotel. Doing it this way made everything so easy, from getting on the correct bus to finding the start of the trail. Our guide led our small group and also took great photos for everyone all day. He also helped us choose a great restaurant with the best prices and made getting on the boat back to Boca really easy. On this day, you'll be back in town around 4:30, which is the perfect amount of time to freshen up and then hit the Los Muertos Pier to enjoy the incredible sunset. If you need a snack, check out Pink Cheladas just up the street from the pier. This is where they have the most epic micheladas. Seriously, these things would cost something like $50 in Vegas, but here it was about $8. For dinner, it's time for some street tacos. You can either take a taco tour or do your own DIY tour. For ideas on how to do that, I made a video of my favorite taco places in Vallarta. Another option is Republic. It's right across from Margarita Grill. We heard their molcajetes were fire. I didn't realize that was literally the case. If you've never had a molcajete before, it's basically like fajitas on the rocks. All the staff here at Republic were so fun, it was a really good vibe, and we stayed for quite a while because I found this massive ginger margarita, which I haven't seen on other menus. Totally refreshing. And of course, you've got Andales, which is a fun place to end the night. If you ever walk by at night or in the evenings, this place always has something going on. On day 5, I'll give you a few options. You might want to just chill and enjoy a reset day by the pool, or if you're visiting between December and March, I recommend going on a whale watching tour. A whale watching tour is great because it's a half day, you can choose either morning or afternoon. But if you're up for another day of activity but still looking for something chill and relaxing, maybe something to give your sunburn a break, I highly recommend the hot springs trip. You'll be picked up in a small group and head into the countryside. You'll stop at a small town along the way and then get to soak in the mineral hot springs. It's nice and shaded and you can adjust the temperature to your liking. Your hosts provide snacks and drinks and a freshly grilled lunch. You'll then head back, but you'll stop for a 1-hour massage on the beach in Bucerias. This is hands down my favorite day trip. I usually get comments asking about whether or not the price is worth it, and yes, you get so much value for your day. But don't take my word for it. Tony and his team have nearly 100% 5-star reviews, and there's hundreds of them. So I'll leave the link in the comments. Definitely consider it if you haven't done this one. On day 6, start with a breakfast at Café San Angel, located on Olas Altas. You can't miss it. We came here because it's always busy, and I love the airy patio seating. I'm a sucker for good people watching, and the menu looked great too. There's something for everyone on it, and a good selection of classic Mexican breakfasts, many of which I hadn't come across yet. Chris had the classic machaca with eggs, a great choice on any menu, and I decided to go for huevos criollos, and that mole sauce was delicious. I always recommend visiting the Vallarta Botanical Gardens since it's so tropical and lush in this area. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of different species of flowers, tropical plants, and cacti varieties. They have over 300 varieties of orchids alone here. There's trails to explore and even a spot to swim at the river. There's also a really good restaurant on site, and even if you aren't hungry, I do recommend stopping in for a glass of their chilled hibiscus tea. The gardens are located about 30 minutes outside of the city, and you can take a bus or an Uber to get there. A couple trips ago when we went, we booked a tour which included a sampling of coffee in a local village, as well as a fun tequila tasting, in addition to visiting the gardens, and that made for a really fun day. Gracias. But if the botanical gardens aren't your thing, I recommend spending the day in Bucerias if you haven't made it there yet. If you want to do some more market shopping and have a nice beach day, this would be a good choice.
Oh, big stretch.
On this itinerary, I think Sayulita is a little too far, so if you don't want to go to Bucerias, you could visit Yalapa instead. Yalapa is only accessible by boat, and it's a secluded paradise that kind of feels like a throwback to the PV of the 1970s. It's a small village with lots of chill beach bars, and there's a few streets that you can explore, and a waterfall at the end. For more details, I've got a full video about getting to and enjoying Yalapa for the day. Back in PV for dinner, we love Tacos Sonorita. Their pastor smells amazing and tastes even better. You get a nice selection of salsas and you get a ton of meat on your tacos. On this night, I actually ordered chicken, which was nice and light. And I highly recommend the coconut or cucumber margaritas. I like to leave the last day on any itinerary open for either relaxing or going back to do anything else that you might have missed earlier in the week. I've got several videos about visiting PV if you want more ideas to plan your next trip, as well as some new blog posts too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.